Mohsin's up!
Mohsin!
When the international community makes the commitment politically in terms of time and energy and cash to Afghanistan, let us just reflect on what happened when we failed to make that commitment 12 years ago or so. What happened then was that Afghanistan became a failed state, living on terror, finally exporting terror, and responsible for 90% of the heroin on British streets. So if we want reasons of self-interest as to why it's important that we commit ourselves to Afghanistan for the long term, I think those reasons are there in abundance. Sorry, this lady first, and then I'll come to you, sir. It is vital that we as an international community remember the commitment that we have given to people there. Now again, I think many people were worried whether, as the Taliban regime were put out of power, would Afghan people be pleased at that event or not. I think, again, it is very, very clear from the joy that many people in Afghanistan have evidenced day after day after day that theirs has been a liberation from that regime. But they know that that is the first step. The second step is to put in place that stability for the long term. And that's why the international community has got to remain committed to helping Afghanistan become, as I say, a stable partner in the region and a proper member of the international community. First of all, the campaign remains in place to make sure all our objectives are secure. And that includes tracking down those responsible for the terrorism in Afghanistan. So until that is done, our mission is not complete. There's no doubt about that at all. Secondly, however, there is also no doubt that though those objectives still remain to be completed, nonetheless we have effectively shut down the Al-Qaeda terrorist network in Afghanistan. And what we now know is that that network of training camps through which thousands of people were passing in order to commit acts of terrorism, not just in this region, but as we know, throughout the world, those camps are now shut down. Those people are no longer being trained in terrorism. Many of those people have been captured or killed. So I think, yes, of course it is true that until all our objectives are complete, our mission is not complete. But I think it is fair to say that it has been very substantially successful. These people were brutally repressed. I mean, that Taliban regime was probably the most brutal repressive regime in the world. And if there is a criticism of the international community, it's not that we acted against that regime when we did, but possibly that we should have acted sooner. The support of Pakistan and of India for the international coalition against terrorism has been of importance, immense importance. And the stability of this region, its importance for the region and for the wider world, I think barely needs stating.